Hey y'all, I'm Alex with Soilmates of Georgia. I'm in my backyard in the garden, and we think we had our last frost last night. It looked like we were going to have it a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. It looked like early March, the first week of March was the last time I got down into the 30s and low 30s, and then it warmed up. It was nice all of March until today's Easter. So yesterday and Friday morning it was crazy cold, which luckily we did not put our plants outside, our seedlings outside yet. We know that in Georgia the forecast doesn't really mean too much like in most of the country. The forecasters do their best effort and then it changes. So although at first the forecast said it was going to be a low of about 50 this weekend, ended up being a low of 30, which, like I said, was fine since we had kept our plants inside. But we had two things going on. We had our plants we had to wait on, and I know our seedlings are getting really tall inside, so I'm going to actually be able to put them outside today for mine. Susie's going to give hers a little bit longer to let the soil warm up some more. But we put on here. The second thing though was that we had a trail run we were doing yesterday. It's a 5-mile race we were doing. While we planned well for our garden and did not get in any trouble, it doesn't look like, from our last frost, we did run into a little bit more of a hurdle for our final run. It was so cold we weren't ready for it. We did fine, but I'm going to show you some of that in a minute. But before I get to that, let me show you some of the garden and what I have going on back here. On the front row here are the peas. Back here I have some collards. I put in some mustard greens in the back corner. They didn't come up on any of these. You can see, actually I just saw it right before I walked out. I looked out and there's a squirrel digging in here at stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to try to put a guard over it or not. Again, front row is peas. Looks like some mustard greens back here. Collards back there. And the mustard seeds did not come up. Same with that one. So I'll probably throw some more seeds in today, give it another try. On this one, peas in the front, and I put pak choi back here. I think that's what it is, along with the weed. Got a lot of weeds coming around, and mustard seeds did not come up, but the spinach did down here, but only on one side. So I think that the squirrels, I could see where they dug in on this side pretty early in. I basically put everything out here a few weeks ago and then just left it and forgot about it and let the rain water it. I've watered it once or twice since then, but that's starting to come up. So now that we're going to get a little bit warmer weather, not too hot, that should be pretty good, I hope. Oh, and I'll throw some more spinach seeds on this side too. My plan for this afternoon is to get my tomatoes out here. I have a few of them that have gotten really tall and just getting way too big for the grow lights, taking up space in there. I mentioned in my last video on the seedlings that I was going to try to get them out last weekend. Then I saw the forecast change, so I held off. Now the low tonight, I think it's 44 is the forecast, and over the next 2 weeks out, it only shows temps as low as 50. So I think that should be pretty good then. I'm gonna get my tomatoes out after I finish this segment. But while I do that, I wanna show you some of our info from the race, or some of our planning and running of the race. It was cold, but we had fun. It was Susie's first 5-mile run ever. I've done some other longer runs, but I've never done a 5-mile race like this on a trail, so it was new for me too. But here's kind of a little snippet of what we just went through. Oh man, that was cold and hot somehow. Race is in 2 days. I start running in about 46 hours from now. It's 38 degrees this morning, about 18 miles per hour winds, but I've been training in 50 to 60 degree weather, and all of a sudden we're getting this cold snap. So I got out this morning, just ran around my neighborhood a couple of miles. That's my final run, and tried out the gear I wanted to wear. So I was freezing to start off with, and I have my earmuffs on, I have this mask. My nose gets cold, so I can pull that up for a couple minutes. Can't breathe great through it, but it keeps my nose from too much but it's going to be 8 degrees colder in 2 mornings from now. And that's going to be hard. I don't think I've ever run in sub-freezing weather. So I'm not looking forward to it. But I'm doing it. It'll be fun. This is my secret weapon for the race. Usually I take eggs from the bottom. They go in on the top, come around on this little spinner here. But today I'm taking eggs that were just laid this morning. So they were laid in the past 3 or 4 hours. I'm about to eat these, so full of nutrition. Other runners won't know it hit them. All right, I made it to the race. The sun is just starting to come up. Sunrise isn't officially for another 10 minutes, I think, 15 minutes. It's 31 degrees. We've got to be crazy. Almost there. Here comes Susie, working up the finish. You got it, strong finish.
I'm still running.
And you're still running, keep going. Keep going, I'll finish with you. Group.
We're gonna try and start the...
All right, y'all, we finished our race. We've changed clothes. We've gotten into some dry clothes. It's warming up out here. We stayed to watch Susie's sons are both racing in the bike race that came afterwards. But we had 3 goals coming into today. We didn't want to fall. We didn't fall. We didn't want to get sick or get hurt in any way, twist ankle or anything. And we wanted to finish, which on a run like this is not guaranteed. But we accomplished all those. I finished in the top third of everybody, so I was happy with that. Susie did not finish last, so we were happy about that. And now we're looking forward to the next one, which is going to be a little bit longer. Today was 5 miles. The next one in this series of races is 5.5, and the one after that's a 10K, which is 6.2 miles.
Wow.
So we survived. This was Susie's longest race ever, her longest run ever. So she never even got up this far when training, which I'm super proud of her for doing today. And like I said, it was 31 degrees this morning. And by the time we finished, I think it was 34 or 35. But we're done, and now we can go home and see how our outdoor plants did from the frost last night.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to the garden section of this video. So I went ahead and put in 5 of my tomato plants down the row here. I just picked the 5 tallest that I had, and I even have on this one, this is one of the peppers I had that was a jalapeno. I don't know if it's going to make it, but I tried to pull it out a little bit, and it seems like the roots are still in there pretty good. So I'm gonna, since I'm not planting my jalapenos outside yet, I want to get a little bit bigger inside first. I'm gonna let that grow and see if it starts coming back. So I just went through each of these tomatoes, added some more mixture. I had some more soil left over from last year, and some vermiculite and some manure. Also, I went to my compost tumbler back here amongst all this junk, threw it in this bin, all the new compost I had, mixed it all together, and added it in for more amendments into the mix of my plants here. So I've got my 5 tomatoes in. I'm waiting on the peppers to come in later. I've got peppers in the my back porch here. I showed a few videos ago that I guess I ought to go ahead and pull those out. I might wait until after tonight since it's a little bit colder tonight, but I think I will wait till tomorrow to pull those out, start giving them full sun out here. I might even start them somewhat in the shade, let them get acclimated and move them down this row, because the section back here, I'll flip around, section back here in the corner gets a lot more shade through the morning. Then as it goes, this part where I'm standing gets sun most of the day. So if I put them down there, I can kind of ease them in and get them used to the sun. They are getting a little sun in the sunroom or the back porch, but it'll be better out here. Anyway, I'm glad I've got my hands dirty again, feels like it's really getting into the spring, as it is, especially since it's down into the upper 60s this afternoon. It was 45 when I was filming this morning. So I'm happy that it's spring and actually feels like spring, and I think we're past our last frost. Anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully y'all are getting your hands dirty and getting out there and playing in the dirt some more and finding some soil mates in the dirt to play with. I found a couple of worms as I was going through my beds, which is always good to see. They made it through the winter and are in there digging and leaving their own little fertilizer behind. Well, thanks for watching again. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Bye-bye.